Hello. How are we doing today? Thursday. What is it? The 12th? Yeah, it's the 12th. Can you believe that? Well, we're going to talk about Jupiter moving into Cancer today. That's what we're going to talk about. And this is going to be interesting. Now, I'm live on my YouTube, the Spiritual Coach Ari Mac, but I think I'm going to be changing that name. I think I'm going to change that name because it's more of an experience now. We're expanding. We got a lot more stuff. I got new ways to connect with you guys, new ways for us to be more of a community. Hey, Missy, that how you doing today? Guys, make sure you're drinking your water. I can't emphasize how one simple thing of just staying hydrated can save your assets a lot because the body needs water more than it needs food. And it's so interesting because we're going to be talking about water. Now, I'm live on YouTube and on my TikTok. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, you're good, swamped. I understand being swamped, Missy Beth. So take care of yourself and make sure you're drinking your water and eating well. Okay? Let's move the necklace a little bit. So basically, speaking of water, we had a shift. We had a couple of shifts happening in astrology. They're kind of major because they only happen probably once a year because the bigger planets don't move as often. We know about the sun and the moon and, Mercury, Venus, and Mars because those are closer to our actual planet. So we can see those. You can look at them and go, oh, okay, da, 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 da. When I do a birth chart, okay, because when you were born, it was a very specific latitude and longitude, right? It was just and it's all based on numbers, okay? And that's the energy that this heavens, you kind of like, let's just imagine coming down this beautiful light tube, going into your mom and, popping out on the other side. Well, this energy is what you carry through. It's just imagine, just a theory, okay? And as we look at the different positions of the planet, it says how you set up your internal structure, how you deal, how you cope, how you manage. Then it doesn't mean it's perfect because you could choose not to do anything. You can forfeit at any point because you do have the free will thing. That free will that no one can take away from you unless you give it away. Anywho, today's theme is Jupiter moving into Cancer. And I wanted to be really clear with this one because this shift's going to affect our emotional well-being. Okay? Cancer is a water sign. It's ruled by the crab. And if you look at the symbol of the crab, like crab, lobster, but we're going specifically crab, it's really tough on the outside, but it's really all mushy on the inside. It's very emotional. It's very sensitive. So if you crack it open, you probably will kill the gosh darn thing because it doesn't have a lot of insides to work with. Well, the other aspect to Cancer is its sign. The planet that it rules is one of the planets that's closest to Earth, which is the moon. Now, in astrology, you have the sun, you have the moon, you have the earth. The earth is where we stand. That's where you came down. Mercury is how we think. The sun is, of course, our egos, our personalities. And the moon is the mother. Now, the unique thing about the moon, you guys, is every 2.5 days, it moves into another planet, another sign, not planet, sign. And what that means is the person who is usually born under that sign is very sensitive, very strong. They have very strong personality, and they can be very motherly and very demanding. Okay. And I'm giving all the better qualities. You could take the opposite, just, flip the switch and you can make your own assumptions. And every 2 days, the moon moves positions. So that means every 2 or 3 days, the person that's born under the sign of Cancer can be going through some emotional stuff, because they're picking up on energy. Like right now, as we speak, the moon is in Capricorn. Now, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and it's the opposite sign of Cancer. So between now and Saturday, the moon's going to be going in through Cancer, and it's going to be going through Aquarius. And guys, with Jupiter sitting on top, and I'll tell you the rest of the planets in just a little bit here. And I got a forecast for each sign for this week, just a little tidbit to keep you from, going south, going left, and maybe not showing your ass. Just saying. Anywho, when you deal with the moon in its entirety, you have to deal with the shifts and the turns. You don't have no choice. This has nothing to do with choice. This has to do with just the energy that's flowing and how you receive it, deny it, or work with it. So when I look at a chart, I look and see all these positions and see how they affect you as a person. Because it's internal. Nobody can see this. It's just how you feel. It's what's going on inside and on and so forth. And with Jupiter being in this position for one full year, and it just started on Monday. And Monday, guys, everything got hectic around here. Okay. Because it's the end of the season for a lot of schools. Okay. A lot of people are getting ready for their vacations. It's smack dab in the middle of the year. And it's just a very busy time. And here in LA, we've been going through a lot of different things. But I have to tell you, LA's fine. We are doing fine. Okay. So don't believe the hype. My people are blessed and highly favored. So everybody here, just keep us in your prayers. Okay. You keep us praying like we keep praying for you. Okay. But it's not a coincidence that as soon as Jupiter went into this position, everything started getting busy. I mean, almost damn near hectic. I don't know if you guys felt it. For each sign, I'm going to tell you kind of like how I can give you a little jolt. That's a general. You want more specifics, you need to either join my GAP group, my guided astrology program, where I send out weekly Zoom cheat sheets that gives you information. It's only $9.99 to start, and it's $29.99 a month. That's less than $10 a week. You cannot even beat that with a stick. And it will give you enough of a forecast where you can keep from, letting your tushy go up your head or your head up your tushy. And, anywho. So when I looked at this, because I was feeling it, I was feeling it before it hit, and I was like, fudge knockers. Because 12 years ago when this happened, it was a whole nother ball of wax, and I could feel it then. Because anytime Jupiter is an expansive sign, okay, normally rules Sagittarius. So wherever it sits, there's expansion. So with Cancer, we got more home, family, nurturing, definitely children. Big, big, big thing for children. Huge, huge, huge thing for children. Family, and just that intimacy. Everybody wants to feel nurtured, right? Everybody wants to be in a group or a clique that you feel like cheers almost, or like a group that you can show up and you're welcomed. Like they see you come in and they smile. They don't close their door and run, right? And that's what the energy wants to promote, but it just depends on if you're ready to receive it. Now, stomach stuff is going to be a big thing, huge. So I'm going to ask you all to pay attention to what you're eating. If you're eating doo-doo, if you're just eating a bunch of shit, be ready for it to be shit. I'm going to recommend, like I always do, fruits and veggies every day. Just a fruit and a vegetable. That's all I ask. And then drink your dang water. Now, I understand we're going to have adult beverages, adult activities. I get it. But if you're inside, start acting up, because this positioning of Jupiter will make your stomachs more sensitive. Please take that note. Please take that note, because you don't want to get your ass just beat the heck down, dude. You just want the universe just to beat the shit out of you. It's not pretty. Hell, ain't even fun to watch. I hate seeing my people in pain. It just, woo. So we here in America, we were born on the 4th of July. We're born on the 4th of July. Aren't we the most emotional country in the freaking world? And then we want to tell everybody else what to do. That is the funniest part about us. But that's Cancer. It wants to help. It wants to support. Even if you're not asking, they will go out of their way to love you to the best of their abilities. Now, define love, that's between you guys. Okay? But the energy is going to be promoting camaraderie, reaching across the table, and using a lot of common sense. Because the other thing about Cancer is they really, really want basic stuff covered. They want their home, they want their food, they want their shelters, they want their little comfort zones, and then their babies, their family, their friends, the people they hold dear. And they're usually very sentimental. Can be considered hoarders to a certain degree, because they don't really like to waste too much. They like to keep sake a lot of stuff. So if you do have a Cancer in your life, maybe spend some time helping them reorganize the house, or help them figure out some new skill sets, because a lot of times they want to learn, but they may learn poorly if they don't have the right teacher or guidance. Cancer babies are usually the most sensitive, loving. They just want to cling to you because they want love more than anything else. Now, in astrology, it's kind of said that the Cancerians were Atlanteans, if you believe in Atlantis and that sort of thing. So that's why they're so in tune with the water and can pick up on everything that's happening and want to feed you. So it's so just energetically, it's just a time for us to come together in a different way. And I think breaking bread would be the best way. So if you do have some conflicts, maybe send them a Starbucks gift card, or, something where they could, have a little nurturing. Now, I'm big on making sure my team eats well, because I can't tell them what to drink and I can't tell them how to sleep. But at least in my presence, we do have good meals. Something usually hearty, something usually healthy, and something that kind of sticks to your ribs. Hey, Miss Gwendolyn, thanks for joining me on my got my fans on my YouTube, and thank you guys on my TikTok as well. Thanks for showing me some love. Hit those hearts. I take gifts. I love gifts. Gifts are fun, fun, fun. So as we get into this, it's going to be imperative, you guys, that you pay attention to your first intuition. All right, you can't keep acting like things are not happening, because most likely you'll walk into the very thing that you're trying to avoid. That's kind of the karma that's happening right now. Now, just to review, so we're all on the same page about what's happening. We have the sun still in Gemini. Gemini, your cycle's coming to an end soon, because on the 20th, we're going to be going into Cancer. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. The moon is in Capricorn. I'm bringing up the moon because the moon and Cancer have a big connection. Okay, so you want to make sure we're all on the same page as far as connecting. Okay, so you got Mercury in Cancer, fun. Venus in Taurus, natural position is not bad. Mars in Leo, still got that fire, Leos, still got that fire. You show up and people love you. Two messages that would have best avoid. Hey, wow. Yep, you do. You walk into situations so you learn not to do that. So wait, why is Mercury in Cancer fun? Mercury's in Cancer because Mercury moves every 3 to 4 weeks and goes into different signs. It's the universe's way of giving everybody have a chance at the mic. I think of it as everybody has a chance at the mic, right? Everybody gets a chance to MC. Every sign in the zodiac gets to go through Mercury at some point. So even if you don't like it, it is what it is. And Mercury is in Cancer. So if you're feeling more homey, more emotional, you are. Absolutely. Then we have Jupiter in Cancer, Saturn in Aries. What fun. That's 2. Mm-hmm. God help us all when Capricorn gets the mic. Capricorn is good. They're just very structured and they can be a little stubborn. Saturn is also in Aries. Uranus is in Taurus. Hey, Tauruses, y'all gonna be shifting and moving. And then Neptune is in Aries. We'll talk about that in a minute, Pisces. And then Pluto is in Aquarius, going backwards. Now, in my GAP program, I help break that down to show or give you insight as to how that affects your particular sign. Guys, if you want to be more specific, you do need to connect with me. You need to download some of my free reports on my Candles by Ari site. And definitely try the GAP program for the $9.99. It's a recurring membership. It's only $29.99 a month after that. And if you really, really start understanding and want more, set up some time one-on-one with me. Come to the meditation classes. Get involved, because my people do well. And I pull my information from my own personal database of over 500 people that I've read over the years. So I have a little bit of every sign, and I use that as a thermometer, like a cook. And I just check to see what the temperature is, and then I just report the news. Okay, now it's subject to change on a regular basis, because right now as we speak, the earth is still moving. It's just moving so slow that we're not being slammed across the room like a roller coaster. But it's still moving. So as long as you know that your groove is happening and you're going in a direction, that's all you can do right now. Now, if you're affirming, check this out. Because affirming, guys, whole nother level in the game. That's your co-creation with the universe. And affirming can be considered prayers, meditations, however you do it. It has nothing to do with a religious background. It really has to do with what are you saying to your inner self? I mean, does somebody give you a compliment and you quickly poo poo it? Like, hey, Olivia, right? Like, do you know how to say thank you? When somebody says you're pretty, do you look at them like they're crazy? No, I'm asking. When somebody says you're a beautiful being, handsome, pretty, girl, boy, whatever, do you know how to say to yourself, yeah, thank you very much? Ivetita said, yes, I do. I know how to say that. But not everybody does. That internal dialogue sometimes makes us say, oh no, don't say that. Oh no, I'm not that. Don't do that. Because you're affirming the negative. Okay. You're pushing away the good that the universe is trying to give you. And guys, we need as much good as we can get. I mean, we have enough dark bullshit on a regular basis we have to sift through. So why would you add more to the kitty for no reason? No reason. Okay. So when you learn how to affirm, you learn what aromatherapy can do for you. Now I have a candle company. Yeah. Because you guys as a clients inspired me to give something away to keep that energy going, right? Because when you do one-on-one sessions, we're good, we're that, right? And then you leave and you go, what happened? And you get a little confused. So I created a candle company called Candles by Ari, and we do aromatherapy candles. Now the thing is about these candles is they're the bomb. Number one, they're soy based, they're pure aromatherapy that I have procured over the years. And here's what I noticed about them. Whoo, outside of smelling good. Take a little whiff. They have an effect on your mood. Because not only does the color resonate on certain frequencies, like musical notes, but the smell can capture things in your mind that you never, ever, ever consider. Yeah, lemon verbena. Okay, bomb. And we have the ability to use our own senses to calm ourselves down. I'm going to say that again. We have our own abilities, our own talents to learn how to calm ourselves down. And it's like when you were a baby. A lot of us don't remember, but we had to fall a lot before we learned how to walk, right? We had to go through that process. And thank God, if you're here now, somebody was there to help you. Mother, cousin, daddy, mommy, educators, somebody was there to help baby along so you gained that confidence. And now you walk and talk and putting on makeup and wearing heels. All right. So if you are blessed enough to have everything working on your persons, be a thanks. Say that. I am thankful for my health. And even if you're having challenges, be thankful that you are aware of those challenges and that you're growing through them. Because being aware, honey, is half the battle. Hi, Michelle. Thanks for joining me on the TikToky. Hey, now. So when you look at the overall information that the universe has given us, it is hard to put all of it in context. I know. I try every day. Every day I try. Hold on, I got to drink a little water. It's hot. LA is getting hot. It's probably like 80 some degrees today. And that's not really hot. I understand, but it's warm and I've been running around. So I am thirsty. Anywho, when you start putting all these elements together, guys, that's your divine choices. That's your divine guidance. That's where you get to learn how to calm the internal dialogue and not let so much of this outwardly stuff affect you. That's why we love powerful people. You know, those people that can go totally zen. You know, yes, we do care for religious people, but we also like sports. I mean, any of the athletes in any of the sports that are concentrating and focused. Hey, is that not hella sexy? When I was a kid, it was Muhammad Ali. He talked the talk, he walked the walk, and he was a bad, but he delivered. He delivered, and he stood by his principles, his spiritual principles, and people respected it. They didn't like it, but they respected it. And that's what you want, to have that kind of conviction that even if someone else doesn't agree with you, you don't have to sit there and battle and fight unless that's your thing. Because I believe if you get to that point, y'all need to decide to, respectfully disagree, and then go to your neutral corners or figure out how y'all gonna deal with it. Because it's all about choice. It's all about choice. And so with this energy now, I want you to think about, how do you self-soothe? How do you calm yourself down? How do you connect to your higher power? Because I know you got anxiety. I know you got triggers. I've been getting the calls all week. I understand. You can't help it. You see somebody hurt, it bothers you. We were doing prayer circle, and one of the prayer circle members cut off her camera when another prayer circle person came in. Another person was offended. There's nothing I can do about that. They have the right to cut off the camera. But that slight, just the idea that they didn't want to see their face, bothered them. And that's what I'm saying about us being sensitive. It sounds like it shouldn't be a big deal, right? It should be like, who cares? Cut your camera off. I don't care. Yeah, you do care, because it's a form of rejection. Maybe it's God's protection. Some people say that. I say it's choice and free will. But when you learn how to use your candles, your affirmations, and you understand yourself a lot better. See what I'm saying? It's self, not outwardly, not trying to change somebody else, not trying to control somebody else, but self. It's something about that that gives you a sense of confidence that no one can take away from you. And that's what the GAP program is about, the guided astrology program. It's about creating that confidence. We will be having a seminar on it coming up. I was going to try to get it done this month, but it's probably going to be right after the 4th of July. That'll give us all time to do the promotions and get it going. Hey, Harmony, thanks for joining me. And energetically, aw, thanks for the love. Energetically, we need to come together. And like, I'm asking you guys to be my network of positive, faithful, loving people that take care of yourself, so you don't have to be ugly to anybody else, right? You don't have to start a bunch of madness with somebody else. And if somebody doesn't agree with you, you can tell them, I don't agree with you. And it's, hey, it is what it is. And it doesn't become to the point where y'all are confused or why. You still gonna get pissed. You're still gonna get pissed. But here's the deal. If you don't learn how to respect one another, then the universe is gonna help you out in a different way, especially if you are supposed to be the grown-up. I say supposed to be. Because just because you're a certain age doesn't mean you're mature. And we've seen that over and over and over again. So learning to deal with yourself, you push away a kind of, not even kind of, you start pushing away a lot of the nonsense, because your heart just can't go there no more. Even if you dare, you're checked out psychologically, emotionally. You're not available. They're talking to you like, I used to be a member of this parent organization, which will remain nameless. And I remember going into more of the management type people. Aw, thank you, Miss Yvette-Cita. Appreciate. I remember going up into the more of the leadership. And I have to tell you, that was so hard for me, because even though we were all supposed to be together and making these choices together, you could clearly see who had their own dialogue and relationship, which is totally natural, totally natural. And I don't mind, because I know we make friends and we have opportunities. My whole thing is that we're still supposed to vote fairly and take everybody into consideration. And if we vote fairly and it doesn't work out for me, cool, fine. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but it has to be an ebb and a flow. Has to be an ebb and a flow. And that's what my grandmother really instilled in us. That just because something starts off one way doesn't mean it's going to stay that way, especially when you have power and conviction behind what you're doing. And that's what the GAP program brings you. That power, that conviction, that clarity, just so you can feel good on the inside. So, the links are here in my bio, and you can check it out at candlesbyari.com. And we got a lot of good stuff coming. A lot of good stuff. I'm not one of those people that build stuff just to build it. I'm about creating, like I said, a network of healthy, happy people on the inside, and joyful people that want to continue to grow, that want to continue to, fall in love and have adventures, positive adventures, get to know new people, go to different cities, experience life in different shoes. I'm still waiting for my Greece. I'm still going to go to Greece at some point, because I just have to go see where Leonidas from the 300, the guy that started democracy. I just, well, not the guy, but where it began, I just got to go see, because I really feel like we owe them a debt of gratitude and a debt of empathy and compassion, because they stood where no one else would stand. Okay. They called in their higher being and put their lives, guys, on the line against a crazy mofo in his opponent. I think it was Darius. Anyway, the movie kind of took it to another level. So, but Leonidas was a perfect example of a leader. And I am absolutely completely sure he was out of his cotton picking mind. I bet in real life he was an MF. I think he put people through changes. I bet he had them jumping through hoops. But you know what? He stood his ground. And if you dealt with that man, you knew what you were dealing with, if you know what I mean. And the Spartans had a reputation for being that assholes. I mean, they were like, bring it. And in the end, Greece became the democracy that was the foundation, the crater of what's being created in the world. And that took a great soul to pull that off. So energetically, if you have that kind of conviction, okay, and you can stand on your own belief system and not be put off because somebody else doesn't necessarily see things the way you see them. I'm not saying you could be friends, because that's choices and that's up to the individuals. Okay. But I can say you can walk away with your head held high and know you did the best you could in the situation that was presented. Now, I teach meditation classes through Zoom twice a month. So become a part of my ecosystem. Join in, because you're going to want this information. I also have some free reports for you guys. And I say free because I got affirmations that's worked for years. They're free on my site, as is Mercury reports. Now, Mercury is the planet I told you that moves and is closest to Earth outside of the sun and the moon. So when Mercury moves, like right now, Mercury being in Cancer, we're very sensitive. And very soon the sun's going to be in Cancer. So happy early birthday to all my Cancer babies. And you guys got a hell of a good year coming up. Okay. All you got to do is stay focused, Cancers, on what your goals are and put your family and yourselves first. And you don't have to be ugly. Just make sure you're clear. And when you don't feel it anymore, or that energy has left you, just thank God and let it be and go back and regenerate. Because the other thing is that sometimes Cancer don't know when to stop. They don't know when to stop. They will not stop until they literally go over the edge. And then you're like, holy smokes, you just burnt yourself out. And it is not pretty. It is not pretty to watch someone burn themselves out. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. I'm getting a lot of hearts on my tiki-taki over there. So energetically, this is the time for you to get into the self-soothing. Okay. And spending money on yourself for it is not a bad thing. Okay. Thank you, Michelle. Because you need this nurturing, guys. You need to connect to your higher self. You need peace of mind. Who wants to be freaking crazy on purpose? Who wants to be crazy? I mean, I know we lose it. I get it. Sometimes we just, but at the same time, oh, Michelle, you're being so generous with me. Thank you. Mwah, mwah. She's giving me like many stars and stuff. I'm like, oh, thank you. I'm a sucker for flattery. I ain't gonna lie to you. Little love goes a long way with me. And good food. And money. And you guys taking me on trips. But anyway, I digress. So when you look at how do you take care of yourself, how do you self-soothe? Do you self-soothe? Do you even know what self-soothing is? And it's a series of things that happen every single day to keep you grounded, to keep you centered, and to keep you in a mental state of moving towards your goals instead of away from them. Some of the saddest things that I see is when folks get to a certain point in their lives and they just give up. And I think of it as like teachers in school. When you work with students and you try to tell them we only have 8 months or 9 months to get this done. The first semester is more setup and the second semester is more exams to see if you understood. And they just don't get it. They don't connect with the material. They don't connect what you're saying. Then you get to graduation time, like where we are now, and they can't go through the commencement ceremonies, or they can't be a part of certain things that's going to be happening in the high school progressive programs where they can set up themselves to go to their high schools and things of that nature. Oh my goodness. Mwah. You guys are just loving all on me today. Thank you. These things add up when your teachers and your administrators are trying to help you. And then when you look up and you say, well, I can't graduate. And they're like, that is correct. And I have one, and she's my administrator. I love her. She's so funny. The student, and she loved this student. I know she does because she'd been talking about her all season, trying to help her. And the little girl just would not get it. She's being hard headed. And she came to the counselor and was like, I'm not graduating. Why? And she was like, seriously? No one helped me. And she said something to the fact like, bitch, I was trying to help you all season. Me over here, the one going to your class, calling you in, talking to you, discussing your grades, telling you what was happening. Me. I was the one. And I cracked up because she meant it. She was like, I tried all season. And she denounced me and she put me off. And that's kind of like that FAFO type of situation because she didn't believe her. And there's no reason for somebody that doesn't need to help you is trying to help you. I mean, just think about that for a second. Why would they need to go out of their way to do something absolutely free and add extra energy on themselves for what? Just think about it. Why would they need to do all that? They don't. See, negative energy needs positive energy. Positive energy does not need negative energy. It will go off, make new friends, go on adventures, and keep it moving. While negative energy seems to be always downtrodden. And we all have the one or two people in our lives that no matter what happens, they just can't get it together, right? There's something always standing in their way. And I remember dating a guy back in the day, and he thought it was funny that he could never keep a job. I didn't think that was funny. See? And so then when he started talking about he wanted to get serious with me, I had to tell him I need stabilities. And he was like, well, I'll get it if I need to. I'm like, no. You need to do it because you want to, not because you have to. Because see, that's a big old difference. Okay? That's a big difference when you're being pushed against the wall and you have to go make money. I say go ahead and get your mentals up as to what you need to see every month. You know, I have this other friend. I talked to her yesterday, and technically she's reached all her goals. I mean, she took her kids to Disneyland this week. I mean, like, she is doing very well. And she was like, I've never been here before. I've never been in a place where things are actually okay for the most part. And my finances is cool. She's dating a cool guy. Her kids are good. Her job's okay. I mean, like, everything is good. I mean, she overdid it at Disneyland, but that's because it's a big ass park and, you know, you got to walk all over the place. But overall, she was more amazed that she was sitting in a really, really cool spot and she wasn't stressing. For the first time in a long time, she said she was actually at peace and could sleep at night and could rest. That's what we want, guys. That's the goal, right? To have that peace. Because when you have to deal with stuff, you don't get a chance to get rest. You got to go full throttle. You got to get your head together. You got to get your material things together. And you got to get your financial things together. And that's what Jupiter in Cancer, I think, is going to bring more than anything else. A chance for you to really sit back and nurture yourself and find out what those keys are. Like, what are those things that make you calmer, more relaxed, more at ease? And not feeling like you got to show your ass all the time. Just walk up and be an ass. See somebody cute and get mad. Now, I'm not going to tell you you're not going to talk shit because everybody does. A lot of it's out of jest, some of it's out of fun. The universe knows, and you can, pray on that at the end of your day. But when you're constantly in a dark place, guys, and you can't see the light, like nothing matters. Nothing satisfies you. That's when you got to go back to the basics. Am I eating right? Am I drinking enough water? Am I sleeping well? And if those things are not happening, please find a friend that you can trust. Find a counselor. Okay? Contact me at candlesbyari.com. You can set up a session there. Go to your clergy. Find a family member that you respect and share with them what you're going through. Because a lot of times when you start speaking on it and start talking about it, you may find like things are bothering you more than you ever realized. And you just push them away because, you kept working or kept moving through and, just had to be the trooper. But you don't always have to do that. Now, for my fire signs, listen up. For my Aries, Leos, and Sagittariuses, now you guys are going to really be protective of your families. You're going to want a lot of nurturing. You're the fire sign of the whole thing. And I do not see you guys liking to sit still, especially with Aries and being in Saturn and Neptune. Your dreams may be getting really crispy. You may see things or feel things before it starts happening. So use that to be constructive. It's a fire sign. Fire signs will kick your ass. I'm sorry, they're the action. So they believe in let's do it. So fire, just know you're going to be feeling that protective energy. And I'll say more a little bit about this week in particular. Then we have our earth signs. That's our Capricorns, our Virgos, and our Tauruses. Now, communicate your needs, guys. I can't emphasize enough. Those closest to you want to know if you need a hug. They want to know if you need to spend more time with them or less time with them. I mean, sometimes, let's face it, some of the people drive you kind of batshit crazy. And that's okay. But expressing yourself, being clear about your needs, that's what this Jupiter is going to be bringing in for you. And for my air signs, this is major personal growth. And it's going to have you start looking at your bigger picture, not only on an intellectual level, but on an emotional level. And you may find yourself getting rid of things that no longer serve you, especially people that have not been kind to you. You won't argue or fight with them. You'll just maybe move away and stop talking so much. And far as water goes, y'all some emotional suckers. And that's my air is my Gemini, Libra, and Aquariuses. That's my air trilogy. So you're going to want to start clearing the way of what's working and what's not working, who should be closer to you, who should not be closer to you, and just, making sure you feel it's a mutually respected or loving situation. My water signs, this is my Pisces, my Cancers, and my Scorpios. Now, you guys are going to be just in rare form because your emotions going to be running so high. Your dreams are going to be so prolific. And you may find yourself just being restless just because you have information, you have an anticipation, but you don't know where the party is yet, right? Like you've been told to get ready. There's going to be some block party coming up in XYZ, but they haven't given you the date and they haven't told you the time. So your job now, water signs, is to just get prepped. Spend a little time feeling cute in your little outfits. Maybe get yourself, a new hairstyle. I'm sporting one right now. My daughter braided my hair. I was so proud of her. And this came out of necessity because I have hair butter. Yes, hair butter. Yes, it's for my hair. And it's got mango and coconut and it's mwah. And I went to order it and they told me it was on back order. Now, baby. Let me just tell you right now, I freaked. Because one of the things I appreciate as an African-American woman is my dew looking good and being moist and being supple. So you go to plan B. You see what I'm saying? I flipped the switch. I didn't stay in that, I just said, you know what? It's time for my kid to learn how to braid. Let's do it. And I think she did a fantastic job. And I have to tell you, I'm really digging on it. Because it's like a kind of go. Not even wash it, go, just go because it's braided down. So I don't have to really do nothing but wear my silk cap in the evening. Because for me, I cannot sleep without my silk cap on protect my dew. Okay. And this is even easier. It's comfortable. I think my product should be coming in next week. So cross your fingers. I'll be going back to my old lifestyle. Or, I may keep this for the summer. I don't know yet. But the bottom line is it's learning how to make those adjustments because necessity is the mother of invention. And since we have this Jupiter in Cancer, I see a lot of necessity for new inventions, new ways of doing things, new opportunities. So this week, with the moon running from Capricorn through Aquarius, it's going to be about what's going on in your head. Okay? Like what you're trying to connect with. What is your main goal? What do you stand for? All right. And it's also summertime. So I'm also going to ask you to try to make sure you're spending some time, quality time with the people you care for. It could just be a picnic. It could be a dinner. It could meet for snacks. We have parks. We're very fortunate here in California. We have lakes. We have rivers. We have mountains, go to the sea. I mean, we got a lot of flexibility. And you just can go sit in the park. You don't have to be dramatic, guys. Just reconnect with self and get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. If something looks like a duck and it smells like a duck and it acts like a duck, most likely it's a damn duck. That our nature is like, well, no, well, I don't want it to be. I don't think it should be. Why is it a duck? Well, hell if I know, but if it's there for a reason. And pay attention to your dreams, you guys. You know that dream you had? Something you wanted to do when you were little? Something that you thought, you could be good at, you enjoyed? Pay attention to that. Reconnect with that. Ask yourself, where did that go? I know we get diverted by children, family, friends, careers, because everybody wants to do well. Like, who doesn't want to do well? But we need to have these support brackets together in order for us to do well. You don't want to be by yourself. You don't want to look up and not have any friends, no one to talk to, no one to share your life with. And that's both intimate and just personal. Yes, it's good to be married. It's good to have boyfriends. It's good to have family members. But it's more important for you to be okay in your own skin so you can allow those people in your life. And you can appreciate the time that you have here because we're all on a certain limited schedule. And then that's it. All she wrote, the body out. So with this Jupiter in Cancer, I want you to take some time out to nurture yourself. Now, I have over 300 episodes on iHeart on all kinds of subjects. Please take a listen to it. They also have affirmations there. When you get a moment, please check out my candles at candlesbyari.com. This month, we are featuring this Canary Linden Verbena candle. Now, this is a 12 ounce. Now, normally we have 12 ounces for $24.99. This month we have 16 ounces for $24.99. And that sale's going to be coming to an end in about 2 months. We also have a code for the dads and the grads in your house. So you get an extra special perk there as well. But now you can also download the newest report we have, which is the Mercury and Gemini. And there's free affirmations there as well. I may be updating affirmations to add a little bit more, but let's see what happens because I'm also working on a couple other reports with the gap. And as far as the gap, the guided astrology program, just try it. Try it for the 30 days. You don't like it, just, disconnect. But if you enjoy it and you find some value in it and you see yourself connecting with it, that's spirit telling you you're on the right path, right? And don't we want to be on the right path? Don't we want things just to work out? Isn't it time that we are here to not only just be, but to enjoy the fruits of our labor and maybe spend some quality time with the people that love us, the people that respect us, and the people that need us? I don't know about you, but I'm tired of dealing with dum-dums. I want to deal with cool-ass people who get me and I get them, and I bless those others. If we don't understand each other, that's fine. And you do not have to take a lot of gumption. You could just walk away. And I promise you, the way the universe works, karma and divine justice, just pray that that prevails. Just ask the universe to let that take over and then trust and believe in that. Because on a footnote, I prayed for my hair butter. Yes, I did. I prayed for my hair butter. And I let my hair get braided because, need to do that. The very next morning, I got an email from the company saying it was a mistake, that is not on back order, and that my product will be sent to me later this week. That's the power of prayer. I needed that. Can't be looking crazy. I mean, just because I hear things in my head doesn't mean I'm nuts. It just means I'm different. Right? So I'm live here at least once a week here on my YouTube channel and TikTok at Tuesdays and Thursdays for sure, and usually on Saturdays. Sundays is my day of rest. I just spend time with the family, do my church thing, do my meditation things, but I pray all the time. So it's not just a church thing for me. I grew up in the church. So I believe it's now going out into the world and fellowshipping and showing spirit what you've learned. When you see somebody and you smile at them, you don't know what that could have done for their day. So If you see someone without a smile, give them yours. All right. So I'm here. Check me out. You have comments, suggestions, hit me. I'm on all social medias. I think I may be doing a name change for the YouTube. We're in the process of thinking about that because I want to make sure it expands, and we'll keep you posted. And just remember, you guys, you are blessed. All right. And I will see you next week. Okay. Bye.